You let me know when you're ready, Joe. Good afternoon. Welcome to our Lynchburg Coaches Hour. It is 11:50. Joe Hutzler, you got Brandon Childs on the screen right now. We're trying to, I don't know if you got the wrong screen set up, Joe, but we're working through that. There we go. But we are really excited to have Dylan Hoff today with us, assistant coach currently at Gettysburg College. Dylan was a 2012 graduate from Lynchburg and subsequently stayed on for several years after and was an outstanding assistant coach. And really, we're really excited to have him here today. He's going to talk about how to attack a zone defense. Dylan has done a fantastic job at Gettysburg. Perennially over the last several years, they've had one of the best offenses in the country, and this year was off to an incredible start. And we're, probably preseason favorites with a couple other teams in the Centennial, is not only winning the Centennial Conference, but also contending for a national championship. So without further ado, we are excited to have Dylan here today with us. He has a fantastic knowledge base of offense. He was an outstanding attackman in college and has turned into being one of the best assistant coaches in the game today. So Dylan, we wish you the best and good luck. And we're really excited to have you here on the hour today. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. This is an awesome opportunity for me. I'm actually really humbled to be able to sit here and talk to everybody that's on this. It's a complete privilege for me. I want to first, before I start, I want to thank Joe Hutzler. Hutzler shared an office with Joe Hutzler for his first year at Lynchburg. He's in the back cave with the 4 assistant lacrosse coaches, so we broke him in pretty good. And he's done an awesome job getting Lynchburg, I think, a little bit more on the map as an athletic department. So I appreciate, Joe, you doing all this and getting us this opportunity. I want to thank Coach Koudelka for giving me this opportunity and just letting me be a part of Lynchburg from the beginning. I think this is a special group of people, special group of coaches. I've learned a ton from everyone on this call, guys I've coached, guys that have coached me. Really, really privileged to have this opportunity, and I appreciate it. I want to thank Coach Janczyk. Everything I've learned in this is it comes from Coach Koudelka and Coach Janczyk, who have learned it from people in their careers in coaching. None of this is my original ideas, but I really appreciate everything I've learned from both you, Coach Koudelka, and Coach Janczyk, and you guys allowing me to share all this stuff. I want to thank the coaches that are on this that I've gotten to work with or that have coached me: Max Soberlik, Coach Brzezinski, John Lombardo, Coach Hirsch, Aaron Murphy, Vin Curran, TC DiBartolo, all the guys that I've had the privilege to coach with. I learn from you guys every day too, and a lot of that stuff comes from you guys. It's pretty cool. The Lynchburg community, I woke up this morning with text messages from my class giving me all kinds of crap, saying that if the main point of this talk isn't shooting the ball low to high, that this whole talk is worthless because that was the only thing I was good at in my career. So you guys, I'm privileged to be a part of this thing. And like I said before, none of this is my original idea. So let's get into it, and we'll kind of try and break some of this stuff down a little bit. I'm going to share this PowerPoint. You guys all see that?
We're good.
Cool. So 5 keys. Presentation is going to be 5 keys to attacking zone defense. We'll jump right into it. My first key, play fast but not in a hurry. I think when you go against the zone defense, it's important to try and steal a couple goals in transition, whether that be attacking 4-on-4s, 5-on-5s, being a little more aggressive off of ground ball scrambles in the offensive end. These are opportunities to put the defense in man-to-man situations. You, as an offense, at least for us, I know we do a lot more working on your man-to-man stuff and what you're going to do. So if you can put a defense in those low-number man-to-man situations, I think gives you the ability to score an opportunistic goal every once in a while. Another thing, I like to attack while the defense is getting set up. We might go at something when it's 3 offensive guys and 5 defensive players, but if they're running away to try and get to spots in their zone, you're still in an opportunity to attack them. One of the big things we really talk about with this and I stole this from Coach Lombardo. Used to say this all the time. Hit singles, not home runs, right? We don't use the baseball analogy when we're challenging a defense in transition or off a ground ball scramble. We're not trying to make the crazy home run play. We just want to make the easy plays, connect the dots, challenge them, see if we can take advantage of what's given to us rather than trying to make that great play. So here's some clips. Again, figured what better way to start a zone presentation than showing some transition clips, but this is us kind of attacking the zone before they have the opportunity to get into it. So we're coming off a face-off here. And this is most of the time right now, we might go at this one-on-one right here in a lot of space. A lot of the times we're just going to pull this out, get our middies in and play offense. But because we're going against the zone, we're going to go at it a little more. Ends up being a pretty good shot. Get a goal. Here's another one. Same thing. Coming down in transition. Right? Defense is working on subbing, getting set up. We're going to get it over here, get a guy in a lot of space. This is essentially just a one-on-one. We're going to try and challenge that, see if we can get anything. Go at it. Don't get anything. That's fine. Get ready to play some offense. And here we go again, right? This is one of our better middies. Michael McCormick was an All-American middie coming out of the box. He gets a short stick in a lot of space. He doesn't get covered by a short stick very often. This is an opportunistic chance for us to get a good shot on goal, 12-yarder. Go with a pass down pick down here. Get a goal. Again, this is stuff we normally do, but we're like to try to get into it a little more against the zone team than we would a man-to-man team. And this is just an opportunistic cut. It's 6-on-4 for the defense here, but we end up, because we're challenging it and trying to make a play a little bit, we're able to make an easy 6-yard pass and get a dunk just because we're challenging the defense before they're set up and in their zone. Those are easier goals than we would get working through a zone defense. Another one here, we set a pick there with a D midi. Again, we're just allowing a dynamic midi to step into 12 yards, going at them 5-on-6, just trying to beat that zone in any way we can. Here's the last one. Same thing, right? Good playmaker in the middle of the field. It's 5-on-6 here. We have a pole in the game. But we just want to challenge these plays a little bit. We end up backdooring somebody and we're wide open down here. If he's not open, we're just throwing this ball over here and going to play offense. We're not trying to hit the home run play, but he flashes wide open. So we hit him and end up getting a nice goal. I think those are ways that you can steal one against a team that plays zone. And those can be big time momentum goals. You can break a game open with one of those transition goals, kind of open the floodgates a little bit. Second key here, you want to get a great first possession. I think this is really, really important. Coach Janzik preached this all the time. He got what we do against the zone from Coach Jamie Steele. I know it's one of Coach Koudelka's best friends. Coach Steele used to preach this all the time. But getting that great first possession is huge. It gives you an opportunity as an offense to diagnose the defense. What kind of zone are they running? Is it a backer zone? Is it a rotational zone where they're going to try to hold the crease and rotate around it? Are they going to hedge and hold and bounce back and forth? What are they doing defensively? Next thing I'm looking at is where the short sticks. Are they putting them in the high corners? Are they in the crease and up top? Or are they down on the pipes? Those are the three places people usually put them. Try and figure out where they're putting their short sticks so we can find where we want to attack. And then how are they playing a dodge or carry or a drag? When you carry the ball or dodge it, are they going to quickly pass you off to the adjacent teammate in the zone? Are they going to go with it and be ready to rotate behind it? Those are all things we're trying to figure out as quickly as possible. So getting a great first possession really allows you to do that. Second thing I think with getting a great first possession, this is probably the bigger point, is you can make them second guess their game plan or their adjustment. We've all been there as coaches where things aren't going great. You're giving up goals, and okay, we're going to go to this wrinkle and throw in the zone. And then if you get a stop, you're feeling good about the zone, feel like momentum might change a little bit. But if a team works you for 45, 50 seconds and gets another great shot on goal or a goal, now you're sitting there as a coach thinking, okay, what are we going to do here? So I think you can really create some doubt in a coach and a team if you can get a great first one against a zone, especially if it's an adjustment. So this clip comes from Dickinson. Our Dickinson game in 2018. It's in the first quarter. Came out of a timeout. They came to zone. They had shown a lot of zone this year. This was the only possession of zone they played against us in this game, and I think it was because of how we were able to work the defense a little bit. So our main set against the zone is a 1-4-1. We're going to try and high-low in the crease a lot with these two guys, keep them good spacing, get them working the good spots. Curl up there, throw back. Keep the ball moving, really important. Working to find good spots. And again, a good shot in the slot there and a goal. Now, for me, as I watch this, I'm figuring out that the short sticks right away are top center and on the inside. And then you can see, they go pretty hard with this carry. So I think we're going to be able to throw back and create gaps. All you're trying to do with a zone is create a gap. So you can see as he carries down, sorry guys, I'm messing up with this technology here. As he carries down, they go with it. So you can see the big hole in the defense right there. And these are all just things we're trying to figure out as we diagnose this first possession. So we curl off, they try to bounce back. They're not really trying to rotate. Gives you the ability to just kind of try and figure out how they're playing it. Now, again, we see that gap. We're looking to fill it, end up getting a goal. Like I said earlier, this was the only possession of zone they played in this game. We were able to work it pretty good and get a goal, which changed their game plan. And I think that's the biggest reason why you want to get a great first possession is to just try and put some doubt in that coach about playing zone. The next keys, stick work and deception. Okay, I'm going to go through number 3 and 4 here, and then watch some more film, and then have number 5 and watch some more film after that. But number 3, stick work and deception. I think to be a great zone offense, you have to have great sticks. You work to get a defense moving, whether you drag or dodge to create a gap in the zone. But once you get them to rotate, the ball has to continue to move, and it's got to stay hot. If the ball moves slow, the defense will be able to rotate and get adjusted. Coach Koudelka always used to say the guys with the great sticks are able to make the tough catch and then put the next one on the ear. I think your sticks really, really get highlighted going against the zone defense if you have really good ones. The ability to put the ball on the ear, the ability to make the tough catch, those things all lead to goals against the zone. You really want guys who are able to put passes on the ear consistently. We preach in our zone that if a guy is covered by a short stick on the crease, he's open. So we want to be able to throw the ball in there. But to be able to do that, you got to have good sticks. You got to have guys that can put the ball in the ear and guys that can catch it with some pressure and put the ball in the goal. To go along with that is deception, right? It's important that our guys know their reads and know where the ball should go when they have it. Simple rules we teach, and I've been taught this for a long time. When going against the zone, if the defense carries with the ball, so if I engage a defender and drag him up the field, if he comes with me, I should throw the ball back into that gap that's created. If the defense passes the guy off and switches adjacent real quick, you should probably throw the ball forward because the gap's going to get wider in front of you rather than behind you. And then if the defense goes ball to ball, if you throw a pass and the same guy covering you goes to cover the guy you threw it to, the ball should come right back. If you can do those three things pretty effectively in the right way all the time, make zone offense a lot easier. And knowing your reads. We're always going to look inside out against the zone. We're trying to score high percentage shots. We want to get the ball into the crease if we can. So our looks are inside out, and knowing how to read that is important. Pass fakes, redirects, anything you can do with your body, and I'll highlight some of these in the film. But if you can turn your hips and redirect with the way the ball is moving and then throw it back the other way, or any little pass fake to freeze somebody defensively, the ability to look off your feeds and skips, all those things are very, very important when going against a zone. Just give you the ability to move the defense or hold the defense and widen gaps a little more. Fourth key is off-ball movement. On the ball, start with that. All we're looking to do in a zone defense is to widen or shorten a gap between the zones. If they're going to pass you off, you want to try and attack that seam, see if you can draw two guys, and then push the ball forward. If they're going to carry with you, you carry them up as far as you can, open the gap behind them, be ready to throw it back into that gap. So what we're looking to do offensively is off the ball is have really 5 guys constantly working to show themselves to the ball. It might be 3 steps in each direction, not going super crazy, but we're always trying to find that skip lane, find that seam, be an option for the guy with the ball. Like I said, we're looking to fill seams, looking to fill skip lanes, and constantly working to overload the defense. We do a lot in a 1-4-1 where we're trying to overload the guy on the inside. We like to create a high-low situation, really try to overload the D. Kind of some things we use, concepts we use to teach this. We talk about fit and sit. So if you think about a wide receiver in football running a slant route, he's gonna work to sit down between the linebackers, right? If he just keeps running against the zone, he's just going to run from getting covered by one to the next to the next. So he's got to find the hole in the gap in the defense and then fit in it and sit there. So we teach our guys the same thing, especially on the inside against the zone. We want to fit and sit, and then the concept of cut and heel, where if somebody cuts in front of you, we want to fill the space vacated by that cut. So a lot of the times in our 1-4-1, a guy in the crease will drag down and we'll fill that space with somebody else. Kind of like if you cut your arm, there's going to be a scab comes in, right? New skin to heal that cut. Same concept, just with space on the field. In our man-to-man offense at Gettysburg, we are somewhat positionless. Not super worried about righties and lefties, and we're just kind of playing. When we go zone, we are much more cognizant of righties and lefties and where they are. I think it's important to use Coach Childs' term, power players and power positions against the zone. You want your guys where they can be successful. So we will always try, not always able to do it. We don't have a ton of lefties, but we try to get lefties, a lefty on the lefty wing and a lefty on the inside, and then a righty on the righty wing and a righty on the inside. Guys that are up top and are at X. Guy up top's usually our best shooter. Guy at X is our best feeder, guy who feels it and looks for skip lanes pretty well. What we do conceptually, it's a lot of high lows on the inside, and then we're just changing formations. We'll go from a 1-4-1 to a 2-3-1, curling a guy off on the wing or popping a guy up top. We go from a 1-4-1 to a 3-3 where we'll roll a guy inside off behind the goal. And then we have a look where we go from a 3-3 to a 1-4-1. So everything's just basic formation changes, trying to create a gap and then fill it. So we'll start to go through this a little bit on film. This is us playing McDaniel. This is from last year. We're going to come subbing in here. I apologize. These clips aren't super clean with the timing. I don't have the ability to do that from home. So there's going to be a little dead time in the beginning of some of these clips. But here we go. High-low on the crease. These guys are swinging as the ball swings. So we're trying to overload. The ball's on this lefty wing. We're trying to get these guys on this side of the field to overload the side of the field and also overload this guy on the inside by getting a guy down and a guy up. We're constantly working for high lows on the inside. This is our right here, number 14. Can you guys see my mouse? So this is our sit and fit guy. Thanks, John. This is our sit and fit guy. We want him to find this hole in the zone and just kind of fit into it and then sit there. Grabbed it again. So here we go. We'll watch this through. Good again. The ball swings. We're working to high low it on the inside. So that was great. And we do a really good job of this. We're constantly trying to make this fluid, easy motions. But Mike McCormick, this midi right here, does a great job of sucking this guy down as far as he can to widen the gap between these two guys. We sit and fit inside of it. Mike also does a great job throwing a little stick fake there to get these guys to take one more step down, open it up. Probably could have shot that left hand. I like that we didn't shoot it. And then at the end of this, another one of our keys with the ball movement, right, is we catch them going ball to ball. It's not super crazy. They're not running like crazy. But right here, number 2 takes 2 steps up to cover the ball here. We bang it. He goes back, throw it right back to him, and we're stepping into a 12-yarder with a pretty good shooter. Nothing crazy, but a nice, easy goal. And that's just playing in our base 1-4-1. We're just working to overload the crease. So now we're going to start to change formations a little bit. We get into our 1-4-1 here. I'm sorry for the delay getting to it. I wish I could start it right here. We kind of curl off. So now we're in a 2-3-1. It's a little quicker than we would normally do it, but we get there. Again, this isn't a great clip, but we feed it inside. That was a pretty good inside kid for us. Had a short stick on him. Gets doubled quick, so he's a little more covered than we like, but I'm going to probably live with that feed. Do a good job getting the ground ball, and now we keep the ball hot. We do a great job here letting the ball zip around. And then here comes our sit and fit guy, finding that hole in the zone. Not a good shot, but a good look, and we're getting a lot of the things we want there. Did a really good job pressing off the ground ball. Think that was, I'm okay with that. Sorry, guys. Technology here is killing me a little bit. Get right back into it, working for the high lows. This is the one we just saw. Good. Sorry about this. Gonna have to kill some time on this one. So again, we're working into it here. This gives us a pretty good look at our read to skip the ball here. We want to be able to skip it through. Getting chirped about being okay with that low to high safe. I was okay with it. Change of planes. So here we go. Same thing. Working for the high lows inside. We don't do as good of a job here of overloading the side of the field. We'd really like for this guy to really suck over and try and get in that gap a little bit more. Here he comes. So there we take advantage. We get what we want that time, where we get our skip read here. We're just reading who comes to play this, our lefty curl guy on the inside. So as we swing it, we're looking inside out. Right, number 37 right there goes with our number 7 for just long enough to open up that skip lane, catch it in there, end up hitting a good shot. But the reads for those wing guys are really easy because you're just reading who's coming to play that guy curling to you. Nobody, if it's nobody, throw it in there and hit him. If he gets played, the guy who's playing him should be open. This is against Washington College from last year. Same thing. We got our guy in that little hole in the zone on the crease, working for the high crease. Here he comes. There's our sit and fit guy in the gap. We're curling up here. Go from a 1-4-1 to a 2-3-1 with the guy coming off the crease. Just a simple formation change. But again, we did a good job of widening the gap between these two guys. Come out to fill that gap. And now we even have a one more here on this. We end up shooting it kind of off a screen and get a goal. Really, really easy to do. But again, it picks on the tendencies of his own defense. Just working to widen a gap with the ball. Do a good job of dragging that guy up 5 yards. Pop off it to fill the gap. End up getting a good shot. So here, McDaniel mixed it up a little bit. They changed their zone. They went to put the short stick on the pipes. One of the keys I'm going to talk about as we get a little further into this is being really aggressive against the zone. I think it's an easy opportunity to get your best players short sticks where they normally don't get short sticks. So we're going to look to get the ball to our best players against the short stick and attack it. Coach Kerwin from Virginia talked about that at the convention a couple years ago. I thought it was a really good point. So we're going to try and get our best players a short stick. Curl up, do the same thing. We're able to throw it back. It's an All-American midi on a short stick. He's able to get to the goal pretty easily and get a good one. And all that, again, we're just changing formations with a curl here, going from a 1-4-1 to a 2-3-1. Finding the matchup we want and being able to take advantage of it. Back to the McDaniel game. Wouldn't mind challenging this situation here with guys not set up. Choose not to do it this time. Going to sub it through again. I'm sorry with these clips. Not being able to get them cut as clean as I'd like for this. We get right back in, carry, right? They do a good job covering up the crease there. Skip it through. So it's the same exact thing as the clip before. We just curl up from the wing, go from a 1-4-1 to a 2-3-1. And then we're just beating them with ball movement. I think a lot of the time when you curl off or pop off or roll off behind the goal or whatever you do, it's you hit the guy who popped off and it's the one more look is open more often than the guy who pops off. That first rotation will often get there. The second one is often late. So the quicker you can, the more you can get it in this guy's head, what you're trying to accomplish. And if that's a lot of the times it is just a catch and a one more, and you should get something pretty good. That was a good skip because we do a good job reading the defender crashing to the wing. They're kind of anticipating the next adjacent slide. Two guys go to the ball there, but he's running over. We kind of throw it over his head and end up getting a 12-yard step down the middle of the field. Again, all that just comes from ball movement off of a formation change. Curl here again. Our sit and fit guys working to do what they do. Okay, we're trying to get to that hole in the zone. Not bad. We curl. it's a good skip, right? We're what we're looking for here. And this is the kind of the key I talked about earlier. We just got 6 guys working to show themselves to the ball, right? Even on this wing, just the 3 steps, trying to get in a skip lane constantly. And we get the guy from X showing himself on that back pipe, giving a big target. Defense gets sucked upfield here, lost in the rotation, and you end up getting an easy goal on the pipe. It's extremely important in zone to just convince your guys, and I do feel like I'm working to convince them a lot of the time that the 2 steps this way to just be in a lane, and then the 2 steps back. You can't ever take a deep breath. You got to be willing to constantly work and push through it, and be willing to really, really attack it even off the ball. So this is from McDaniel in 2018. Same thing. In this 1-4-1, going to change formations. Guys are working hard, trying to find the soft spots. You get your redirects, you get your pass fakes, little things to move a defense. I like this, the high lows inside, because you're kind of constantly going from a 1-4-1 to a 3-3 when that guy hits the pipe. It's a good skip. But here we go. Now we're going to change formations, right? We curl that guy off, get to a 2-3-1, and end up getting a good skip and a goal. Same thing here. We're just playing off this 1-4-1. Curl the guy off, change formations, and now we're reading this guy right here, and we're able to catch him, jump in that curl because we hit him with the curl a few times. And now you get the easy one, skip through. Easy reads for our guys, easy goals. It's good zone offense. This is at Washington College. This is also from 2018. So we're in a 3-3 here to start. We get to our 1-4-1. They're going shorties on the pipes with the zone, so we're going to want to attack those short sticks. Same thing here. We're working to get our sit and fit guys curling to the ball, finding those holes in the zone. There's our roll off, and now let's attack it. Probably could have one-moored it right away, and we have a really good look. Don't coach that, but it's okay. We get it there. And now we got a short stick on an attackman. We're just going to challenge this. Right? Beats it, draws a hedge. It's a heck of a shot. It's a lot of this is having really good players. Very fortunate at Gettysburg, and should have thanked the guys that I coached probably before anyone in this. But this is just smart lacrosse, right? We get the roll off. Here it comes. Could have one-moored it right away. Should have. And now we're just attacking this. Be aggressive, right? Let's be the aggressor here. Try and challenge this. Always willing to dodge the short sticks. That doesn't change. It's a great look in the middle of the goal. So again, just a change of formations, and then just being ready to attack. That was we call that a roll. So we bring the guys off on the wings at X and up top. We call it a pop. We swing it through. We're subbing. We tried to play a little sub game there. This is against Swarthmore. They played 60 minutes of zone without us having seen it on film at all. We were lucky that we had prepared for it. Working for the high lows on the crease. Trying to overload that inside guy. There it goes. We're going to pop a guy off up top. So now we go to a 2-3-1 with bringing the guy up top instead of the wing. Probably could have dodged that. Did a good job playing the pop. Now we just play out of it. That was a good drag. Get us some more space. I always think if you can dodge the short sticks, it's advantageous for you against the zone. We end up passing the ball into the goal there. It's nice to get lucky every once in a while, but I thought that was pretty good offense. And I wanted to show a pop in this thing as well. Get us going up top. This is kind of our last formation change. This is the last thing we do here. Started to do this to be a little bit more aggressive. A good job there, challenging again in transition, early offense. Now we're going to get ourselves set up and ready to play. Like to do this when the shorties are in the high corners. Gives you the ability to challenge a short stick a little bit. Sorry. Killing me with the space bar here. The what we do this against man-to-man as well. This is, I think a lot of offenses do this. We're going to go from a 3-3 to a 1-4-1 or umbrella set to a 1-4-1. We widen the gap here between the top center guy. With that drag down or that dodge down, we're going to pop a guy over it. We probably really should have thrown the ball back there if we're working off our reads correctly. But we do draw an adjacent hedge too, so we throw it forward. Then we get a cutter, really two cutters from the backside and a guy drifting over the top, so we should be able to get an ISO against the short stick here. But either way, right? Find a way to get your best players covered by a short stick and attack it. So through that, we end up getting a pretty good midi. From going from a 1-4-1 to a 3-3, we end up getting a pretty good midi top center with a short stick on him. And we just attack it. He's catching this and he's going at it. There's nothing crazy about it. That's just where the short stick was out of our motion, and we're gonna dodge it and be in attack mode against it. Please feel free to fire away with questions. I'm doing my best to keep an eye on this Google Sheet and my phone. But I'm more than happy to answer any questions you guys send my way. So please feel free to fire away with those. I have some questions. I'm going to answer them. From Kyle McGuire, what is the shot clock? What effect has the shot clock had on your zone? No. I think the biggest thing, kind of the difference with the shot clock, has been the teams who go to it at the end of a shot clock shot out of bounds on the end line. I think that's been the most challenging part of it. Only impact it's really had on us, I think, is being a little more aggressive. We'll change formations earlier in a possession if the shot clock's becoming a factor. So that's really the only difference, McGuire. I think we're trying to just make ourselves a little bit more aggressive if the clock's winding down. Get back to this responses here. So here's a good question. When the defense jumps into a zone off the end line, is it better to attack right away or should we pull it out and set up? Since there's usually a short time on the clock during these situations, how do we make that first zone possession a great one if we do not score? So I think it's kind of a two-part question. So the team goes in it off the end line. Depending on the amount of time of the shot clock there, you got to be aggressive. I would try to beat them into it if there's like 10 or 15 seconds left on the shot clock. If there's 35 seconds on the shot clock, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. We'll get to our zone offense and kind of run what we run. So the clock, depending there. If there's 10 seconds on the clock, I think your best bet is to find the short stick on the perimeter, get your best player near it, and let him attack it. It's kind of what a lot of people do at the end of a shot clock anyway. So that is helpful. And if they do that for the first possession, that makes it tough to get a great first one. I think that is a tough wrinkle that a zone defense can throw in there. Another question: as you pop off the crease guy into a 2-3-1, who is responsible for filling back in to get in a 1-4-1? Is the guy who popped responsible for getting back in? The answer to that is yes. The guy who pops off, again, like I said before, we're a little more personnel driven in this than we are in most of our offense. So we will work to get people where in their power positions on this. So the guys who are inside are usually our better inside guys. So we will work to get those guys back on the crease if we can. last question I have right now is that has the ability to dive changed where you're attacking a zone at all? It hasn't. I think it's changed where teams put the short sticks a little bit. I think teams are more timid to put the short sticks on the pipe now that you have the ability to get underneath and dive. I don't think it changes too much of what we're doing from a zone offensive standpoint. It just allows that guy. If a team puts the short sticks low, we're probably going to try to attack that somehow with a guy getting off. So we will think it just gives your offensive player an advantage. The last key for us for zone offense is be the aggressor. I think it's easy to let a zone defense kind of slow you down, make you a little passive or stagnant, and we really, really don't want to do that. I mentioned this before, but listening to Coach Kerwin's talk probably 2 years ago at the convention and hearing him talk about just being willing to let a zone just mean that your best players get to get covered by a short stick now, and that's a good thing. You work really hard in man-to-man offense a lot of times to get a switch or do the big little that's killing everybody. And in a zone, they kind of do it for you. They just put them in their spots, and it gives you the ability to just put your best players there. So I think that's smart to take advantage of. We just showed a bunch of clips of us doing that with our middies, trying to get them in space with a good matchup and go at it. One thing I think is cool, and I learned this as a player with Coach Koudelka, is don't be afraid to run your man-to-man offense to make this happen. I think the one team I constantly remember zoning us up as a player and a coach at Lynchburg was Virginia Wesleyan. They ran a backer zone. You can still hear Coach Stewart just yelling bulldog. That's what they called it. And you would watch teams on film play their zone offense against it and not find too much success. And we just said, forget it. We're going to run our man-to-man stuff and just make these guys play good defense on us for 60 seconds and see if we don't get a great shot. And we usually had some pretty good success against those teams. So I think anything you can do to tweak your man-to-man offense, it's what you do the most. It's what your guys are the most comfortable in. Anything you can do to make your guys comfortable and in what they do the most, I think is helpful. So we are fully confident in running our man-to-man stuff against the zone as well. Like I said, any little tweak, it might not be a super hard dodge. You might just be dragging a guy and trying to open a gap a little bit, but your motions off the ball can all be the same in your man-to-man zone. So a lot of the clips I'm going to show from this game, this is against Haverford last year. A little backstory to them. They played it's hard to tell when you watch this sometimes if it's man-to-man or zone. What we figured out was the three guys, it's basically a 3-3 zone. It's split. 3 guys up top. If the ball's up top, they're in kind of a man-to-man. The guys down low are zoned up. If the ball's behind, those 3 guys are kind of man-to-man. The guys up top are zoned. It was unique. I feel like the shot clock has made more teams play zone, but I don't think a ton of people are putting our zone teams. It's just kind of a wrinkle they'll throw out. So we saw more and more unique zones, not just your 3-3, like, hey, we're going to drop in and play tight, compact zone defense. We saw a lot more of the hybrid zones, people mixing it up a little bit, throwing a shutoff out there, that kind of stuff. So whenever we saw kind of a weird zone like that, and my first gut instinct was play man-to-man offense, right? Let's do what we're the most comfortable at. Let's attack them, and let's see what we can get here. Again, working to put our best players in good positions against positive matchups. So we'll watch some of these. Last year we were a 2-2-2 team, so here we are. We're running a 2-2-2. Get a double exchange, and we're just going to play out of this, right? We get our adjacent hedge. We widen the gap here between this defender and his help. Same thing as we're looking to do man-to-man. Bang it over. We just keep attacking. We're working to find seams. End up getting a good look at the goal and scoring. This is something that our guys did all the time last year. This was This was our base man-to-man offense. It's just going against the funky zone, and we get a dunk. Like I said earlier, the game before this, Haverford beat Dickinson 12-9. And Dickinson had run exclusively their zone offense. They were getting good shots, but for whatever reason that day they weren't going, and sitting in the office game plan, and we just said, you know what, we're going to go at this thing a little bit. It is a hybrid zone. Man, it was unique. Took a long time in the office trying to figure out what it was and how to attack it. But we landed on, let's do what we do the most. This is our normal motions. We open a gap there. We throw back into it, get a short stick. Let's attack it. Pretty good. Just running our normal offense. Good motion. And we end up just kind of stepping into 10 and sticking one there. I thought that was a heck of a shot. But again, weird defense. But we're finding success just running our man-to-man offense against this zone. Go back to our 2-2-2. Same thing. See what we can get. Play out of it. Find the short stick. Short stick on a really good attackman for us. We're going to go at that every time. We managed to get – he rolls back here. And some of our zone principles a little bit show up. We get a nice little high-low on the crease, making it a 2-on-1 between these two guys and this defender. We probably make the wrong read here. I think this guy's more open. But we end up tapping it in and getting a nice goal. I think being the aggressor, being in attack mode was huge for our guys going into this game. They needed to feel like they should go at this thing a little bit more than your average zone. So we did a few different things out of this 2-2. This was one of them. Timing's not great, but we're going to pop off here. Little drag into it, right? Change of formations from a 2-2-2 to a 3-3. Basically, all we're trying to do here is get our most dynamic dodging midi on a short stick and letting him go at it. Get the good spaces off the ball, throw it forward right here, and we got him moving. That's all we're trying to do. If we can get his own defense moving, we're in pretty good shape. I don't think we have great spacing off the ball here, right? Two guys could have caught that pass. But something as simple as just popping a guy to top center gets our most dynamic dodger, who's never got covered by a short stick. In 2 years I coached him, a short stick, and we're able to go at it. Pretty simple, but effective. Same thing here, going to run our man-to-man stuff. Showed this earlier. This is kind of us going from a 3-3 to a 1-4-1. We do this against the zone a lot as well, as in the man-to-man. But just a wing dodge. Something cool about this clip that I think makes this happen is our attackman here, Brian Colin, throws a bunch of fakes. He fakes it forward. He fakes it back. Those stick fakes just freeze everybody for half a second. All you need is we preach the pass fakes, and all you're working to do is stop somebody for one step, and you open yourself up. Pumps it forward, pumps it back, ends up getting downhill and just scoring an easy goal. Kind of caught him freezing a little bit. In this game, this was fun. We started to get these guys reeling a little bit. So we're going to sub somebody in here. Here it comes. So, right, we're not even trying to dodge it yet. But our key in this, sorry, I messed that up again. Skip ahead here a little bit. Our key was this defender right here. So if we could get him to play our pop, we were going to be in pretty good shape. Here he does go with it, and they go adjacent. So we're able to open them up big time here with just a nice little easy kind of carry. And we do a good job of feeling this rotation as he's getting in. So he kind of gets lost running in, which helps us. This guy takes 2 steps upfield with our pop, the guy in the crease, and we're able to walk around the goal, draw the adjacent slide, walk around the goal, and get an easy one. Again, I think that's just us being in attack mode, being in a mindset where we're gonna work hard to get to the goal. I got a question here from Coach Lombardo, St. Mary's Reich, and he asked, if we drill the throwbacks and the curls, pops, and rolls. We definitely do in small numbers in practice. We've done the 3-on-2s from the side where you kind of draw a line down the middle of the field coming in 3-on-2. We do it a lot in stick work. Hey, carry up the field and just throw it back. We do the T stick work drill. We replicate all kinds of drills just to make our guys have to throw that ball back. The transition stuff is best for your reads. And then he asked if you ever run our man-to-man. Yeah, we do. We run our man-to-man a lot. I thought that was a good question. But anything you can do stick work-wise to get your guys to drill throwing the ball backwards, I think, is huge against the zone. Or being able to throw a ball backpedaling, square a defender up, engage him forward, backpedal, drag him as far as you can, and move the ball. We do that stuff a lot. We run our base zone offense on air a ton too, John. We'll just go through it, mixing up guys on the inside, on the outside, and doing anything we can to get those guys kind of figuring out where that sit and fit spot is. And also just understanding when to pop off and roll off. And most of that stuff's communicated from the field. Our pops, rolls, and curls, those guys we usually pick a guy and let him be the guy who calls it, our guy who we think understands things the most. So a lot of that does come from the players on the field. So here we go again. We're dodging this zone here. At some point, I think if a team puts the short sticks in the middle, if it's the crease and top center, I don't think you should ever lose the aggressive aspect of your offense. Just because they're playing zone doesn't mean you get passive. Stay aggressive. And like I've said a bunch of times, be willing to go after these short sticks. We just square them up, dodge them, make an easy adjacent pass. Whenever we dodge from top center, we try to go from a 1-4-1 to a 3-3. So our guy on the inside, number 7 here, we like to get him to try and sink and get to this pipe. If we can, he kind of blocks the rotation on this one. So that way we have the ability to throw the ball to 5 guys. And if he got down there a little quicker, we'd be able to catch this and have a quick one more if they rotate well. He ends up blocking the rotation here a little bit. We get a good shot in the goal. And this is my last clip. So right here, playing Swarthmore. Again, this is just us being aggressive. Being willing to just dodge the short sticks and see what you get. Right? This is Tommy Heller, who's a pretty good attackman for us for all 4 years he was here. Able to just dodge a short stick. They come adjacent. We feel it and follow that slide and get a really easy goal. Just by being aggressive, right? Our normal zone stuff. As soon as the clock becomes a factor, or as soon as we get to the point where it's feeling a little stagnant, we like to get the ball to a guy covered by a short stick and just attack him. I think if you can attack those short sticks, that's probably the easiest way to get a defense to move. That's it. That's my presentation. I'll answer a few more questions if I have any. Let me check real quick. So Coach Al Yankin asked, how much does your movement change off ball depending on where the short sticks are? Is it different dodging against the pipes versus up top. Our base movement won't change too much. What will change is more of where we look to move guys off the crease. If the guys are down low, we'll try to pop a guy off down low there and be ready to attack the short stick. If the shorties are up top, we'll work to play up top a little bit more. That would be the only difference. The only difference really in our off-ball stuff based on the short sticks. Everything else stays the same. Let me find this Google form again real quick. Sorry about this. Just want to make sure I answer any questions I get. So one question, will you change where you initiate from based on where the short sticks are? That I will do. More than willing to get our guys. We want to attack those short sticks. So like I said, we'll work to pop a guy off or roll a guy off based on where the short stick is. If the guy's top center, we'll dodge him a good amount and just be really aggressive playing against the short sticks. Someone asked if we've ever seen a zone where the top corners force us into the middle. I have not. Or ever see a shutoff. We have seen shutoff with a zone. McDaniel actually zoned us up with a double shutoff in one of the games I was showing. I decided I probably should have shown it. But what we did to kind of combat that was set a pick. I think anything you could do like that. We just brought one of the shutoff guys out, picked the zone, and then we were able to force them to rotate to our face, setting the pick. But yeah, that would be the one adjustment I'd make if you see a shutoff is throw a pick in there somewhere. But try and keep it within your base things so that you can stay comfortable and stay the same. But that's all the questions I see on the thing. I keep getting Przynski's chiming in about hack squats. I know that's him. Seeing me do hack squats when he used to be my strength coach. So I've been ducking that one the whole time. But Coach Koudelka, I really appreciate you allowing me to talk. Hopefully it was good enough where somebody got something out of it. And thank you for letting me do it. I had an awesome time putting it together and in this crazy time getting to dive in.
Well, great. Well, I don't know if we're getting switched over to me or not, but Dylan, I just want to say thank you for doing this today. This is I thought it was another great talk. Building off of to the people who are still on the call. I mean, we basically had a conversation with a bunch of us a couple weeks ago just to put a little lacrosse in our life on a normal basis, and the thought was to do these on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we'll continue to do that. On this upcoming Thursday, April 9th, Coach Przynski at Elizabethtown, and I think Kyle McGuire, his assistant coach, will be presenting on man-down defense, which will be great. So as we've heard, Coach Silberlicht talked about, playing defense and different ways to play defense, especially against people like Pat Spencer when he was at Loyola, and how they defended him at Boston University. Coach Childs last week did a great, detailed talk on offense and how they utilize different personnel and different thoughts and schemes and communication points at York last week on Tuesday. And then today with Dylan Hoff really attacking the zone defense, which is probably going to become more of a just more popular in our sport, especially with a shot clock and limited time and things like that. So I'm sure Coach Przynski will probably get a lift in early on Thursday, is my guess, and be fired up for the noon hour on Thursday, April 9th. We really appreciate you tuning in. Please feel free to pass these links. We're sharing them through social media, usually the day before on Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll be sharing what the new YouTube link will be. And Joe Hutzler and LHSN, thanks for helping us with the details of putting this out there. And Dylan Hoff, thank you very much. It was an outstanding presentation. I think there was a ton to be learned there. This will stay up. This link will stay up. It'll be archived, so you can go back and listen to it. You can show it to your staff. hopefully, take something else as we're doing our best to fight through this. But and last but not least, we hope everyone is safe and healthy. Thank you to all those folks who are on the front line fighting this virus. We're very thankful and appreciative of all your efforts, and hopefully we can. There's an end to this very soon. So wish everybody the best. Have a great week. And thank you, Dylan, for all you did today. It was outstanding. And we'll see everybody on Thursday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.